Evans had an important school project to submit, so he headed to his school bright and early, carrying the project with him. However, upon his arrival, he was met with an unpleasant surprise. His project had been stolen. Evans was left with a web of suspicion, pointing fingers at 4 of his classmates, who were all present at the school. Rocky claimed he was in the washroom. Jenny insisted she had been on the playground. Matt stated he had spent the last 3 hours engrossed in the science lab. Maggie maintained that she had been assisting Matt in the lab. Now, the enigma is this. Evans swiftly deduced which of his classmates was lying about their whereabouts. Can you figure out who was telling the untruth? The answer to this perplexing puzzle is revealed in the claims made by Matt and Maggie. They both asserted that they had been in the science lab for the last 3 hours. However, Evans knew that school had just begun, making it impossible for them to have spent 3 hours in the lab already. This inconsistency led Evans to conclude that Matt and Maggie were the culprits behind the theft of his project. Mr. Kevin, a wealthy man who had to leave his city for a day due to work. During his absence, only 4 of his trusted household staff were at the mansion: the butler, maid, gardener, and guard. Upon returning home, Mr. Kevin was met with a disheartening discovery. One of his precious gold biscuits had been stolen. Suspicion quickly fell upon the members of his staff. To get to the bottom of the mystery, Mr. Kevin decided to inquire about their activities on the previous day. Importantly, he did not mention the missing gold biscuit during his questioning. Here's what each of them had to say. The butler claimed to have been unwell for the past 2 days and hadn't prepared any meals during that time. The maid explained that she had focused on cleaning Mr. Kevin's room the previous day, but she had not opened the Elmira. The gardener stated that he had been busy planting new greenery in the garden. The guard revealed that he was absent from his post, as he had some personal matters to attend to. Now, the puzzle is this. Can you decide who among these staff members is the thief responsible for the gold biscuit's disappearance? The answer to this enigmatic scenario lies with the maid. Despite Mr. Kevin not mentioning anything about the gold biscuit, she voluntarily claimed that she had not opened the Elmira, indicating she was already aware of the gold's location inside. This inconsistency led Mr. Kevin to conclude that the maid was the one responsible for the theft. Mac and his friends embarked on an adventurous desert expedition during their vacation. As they ventured deeper into the arid and scorching desert, the relentless sun began to take its toll on Mac, causing him to feel dizzy and exhausted. Realizing the importance of shelter to shield themselves from the blazing heat waves, the group embarked on a quest to find refuge. Fortunately, their search led them to the discovery of 2 caves in the midst of the desolate desert. However, their situation took an intriguing twist as they learned that these caves were not empty. One of the caves harbored a formidable polar bear, while the other sheltered a ravenous crocodile. The pivotal question now is this. Which of the 2 caves should Mac and his friends choose for their shelter? The answer to this desert dilemma lies in the unique nature of these creatures. Despite the potential threats posed by the polar bear and crocodile, there's a critical detail to consider. Neither of these animals can survive in the unforgiving conditions of the scorching desert. Therefore, Mac and his friends are free to seek refuge in either cave without fear of encountering the polar bear or crocodile, as these animals are ill-suited to the harsh environment of the desert. In a perplexing scenario, a shop manager reached out to the police, reporting a brazen robbery that had occurred at his store. According to his account, a daring thief had entered the shop, confined the manager to a room, and made away with all the cash. The urgency of the situation prompted the police to swiftly respond, eventually arriving at the scene. On their arrival, the police addressed the locked room situation, successfully opening the door and freeing the shop manager. Their investigation into the stolen money began with a thorough inspection of the shop's reception area. As they diligently examined the premises, a curious development unfolded. The manager retrieved his phone from the reception desk. However, the narrative takes a puzzling twist. Instead of pursuing the alleged robber, the police made a surprising decision. They arrested the shop manager. The question that arises is this: what prompted the inspector to take this unexpected action? The answer to this enigma centers around the manager's actions. The police arrested him because the inspector saw him picking the phone from the desk. But how can his phone be on the desk as he was locked in a room and he called the police from that room? So it means he and the robber are on the same team. First, the manager allows the robber to rob the money, and then he called the police, and after that, the robber locked him in a room. One fine day, a waiter had an unexpected discovery on the beach: a valuable Rolex watch. Faced with the responsibility of finding the rightful owner, he decided to make an announcement using a loudspeaker. Upon the announcement, 4 individuals, Edward, Jack, Mac, and Brown, came forward, claiming that they had lost their watches on the same beach. The puzzle before you is this: can you identify the true owner of the watch? You only have 10 seconds to crack this mystery. The answer to this riddle lies with Brown. He is the genuine owner of the watch. The key to this conclusion is a subtle detail. Brown is the only one among the claimants with a tan line on his wrist, indicating that he is the rightful owner of the Rolex watch.